Now, if I'm being honest, there is a reason why anytime I order drinks, it's very much light on the ice, okay? Get these ice cubes right on out of here.
I always got the nigga begging for just one kiss. I know your nigga wanna take a lot of this. I always got the nigga begging for just one kiss. I know your nigga.
So y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Make sure that you're going to patreon.com/AdrianExpression. I put up a post over there like I do every single Monday for the patrons to tell me what they want me to talk about. And you know, the reason why I'm really reiterating that you need to go over there is because we're gonna be talking about Lovecraft Country on this upcoming episode on Tuesday. Girl, Lovecraft Country put up their finale, okay? And it was everything. There are a few things where I'm just like, okay, y'all kind of teased this and during the season, and I'm like, where are the answers? What's going on with that? But overall, the show is entertaining. Loved it so much, love the finale. There are a few characters that have passed away. I will not spoil it, just in case you haven't watched it, but it was just definitely something to talk about. I don't know if they're gonna give us a season 2. I hope so. I really do hope so, because what am I gonna do with my Sundays now? Like, girl, I just tweeted, I'm like, I have to wait until WandaVision comes out. Like, what the fuck else? The Boys is over with. Like, I need something else to watch. But yeah, it was fun. We're gonna talk about it on the podcast. Also, make sure you stream Sucka. Like I said before, I released this just in time for Halloween, so make sure you go onto your favorite streaming platform and search Adrian Expression. I should pop up, or check the link in my description box. Let's talk about what's going on this week. So before I get to Ice Cube, I just want to put this out there really quickly for all my nerds, my fellow nerds. Apparently, DC is working on this like Static Shock movie. It's going to be produced by Michael B. Jordan. So I want to see how this is going to turn out. I'm very excited for what I'm understanding is a live action version of Static Shock. Very fucking excited. This is what Michael B. Jordan said to The Hollywood Reporter. He said, "I'm proud to be a part of building a new universe centered around Black superheroes. Our community deserves that. Outlier Society is committed to bringing to life diverse comic book content across all platforms, and we are excited to partner with Reggie and Warner Brothers on this initial step." So Static Shock was definitely a significant part of my growing up, my childhood. So it will be very exciting to see them bring that shit to the screens. I want everything. When I tell you I want everything, I want everything. I want a dark skin ass Static Shock with locks. I want that garbage can that he used to fly around the goddamn city like his name was Green Goblin or some shit. I want everything. I want Ebon. You remember him? I want Rubber Band Man. I want the twink that was his sidekick. What's his name, child? You know who I'm talking about. I want everything. I want everything. All right, so let's go ahead and just talk about Ice Cube right now. We're gonna get him out the way. We're gonna get a lot of you industry niggas out the way, because a lot of y'all have been acting up for the past, I don't know how many days. Ice Cube took his ass. I mean, like I said in my description, and like a lot of people have been saying on Twitter, on social media, they've been saying like, girl, you created a whole song, Fuck the Police, and you're working with them. So he went there. Apparently, it didn't even come from his mouth, but all I know is that headlines across the media has said that Ice Cube is endorsing Trump's plan. I would never work with Trump. That's what he said before. And now he said that he is endorsing that platinum plan. And before we even talk about the fact that, because we have talked about it so many times, the fact that it's giving Christina from Lovecraft Country. A lot of times these type of people, these type of politicians will only use Black people when it's time to get votes. Whenever it's time to secure something that they want, that's when they'll use Black people. I want us to stop and think for a second. If Trump could not even deliver the wall to his many supporters, what makes you think that he's going to sit here and just hand out $500 billion to Black people? This man acts like stimulus checks are coming from his own accounts, and that's for all of Americans. And you really think that Republicans, these racist ass conservatives, are going to sit their ass down and just allow him, or did you think that he would even want to in the first place? Give $500 billion to Black people. It's not realistic. All you have to do is use your brain for 2 seconds. That's not even the worst of it. I saw someone say online, and this was come from 2017, so keep that in mind. If Trump was not even willing to meet with the Congressional Black Caucus, because there is a headline here from, NBC that says Congressional Black Caucus says Trump ignored letter asking for cooperation. So we're not gonna sit here, I don't even know why I'm dignifying this shit, acting like somebody who tells a Proud Boys to stand back and stand by is going to really be giving a shit about any minority, period. But what made matters even worse was the fact that Ice Cube went up onto Roland Martin's show and there was a whole space, there was a whole huge gap in speech because he was silent when he was asked to, basically silent when he was asked to explain what the plan actually does and is. And Mr. Martin had to say, you know what, that's just actually the infrastructure funding program. That's not actually $500 billion going to black people. I did see a little bit of the plan as well. And I saw lending, I saw the word lending and lenders a little bit too much. This plan is giving me very much give a credit card to black people with a high ass interest rate. That's what it's giving me, okay? Like I said, I'm not a politician, but from what I saw, that's what it's giving. And even more than that, this is all, to me, this is all a facade. This is all empty promises. This is very vague ass plan. I don't see how Ice Cube was talking about, oh, well, Biden came to me and they didn't really push it forward, but Trump was really pushing for it, so I went over there trying to get something for black people. Y'all are being used as pawns, and it's so tiring to keep having to say this shit over and over. Then he went up there to, I think it was on CNN, Ice Cube was on CNN talking about, oh well, black people won't be treated well unless we have capital. Like, what are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? You think that just because somebody got a whole bunch of money, that will automatically delete and erase the racism that is experienced, as if niggas with money and niggas with fancy ass cars don't get pulled over all the goddamn time? I need for y'all to use your brains. And he was mad. I guess everybody was dragging him. This is what he said. He was like, you know what, I hope all these people with podcasts and radio shows telling the world I'm too unqualified and uneducated to talk about a document I created don't get asked to pull out their communication degrees and show you they are qualified and educated enough to speak to you over airwaves. I find that so hilarious as somebody with, you know, a bachelor's and a master's that got sociology and communications. I'm not gonna stop saying that until all the student loans are paid off. But, you know, that's besides the point. Like I said on Twitter, you don't have to have a degree to see that whatever the fuck that Ice Cube and Diddy, the rest of these motherfuckers are doing is so stupid. You don't need no fucking higher education to see that shit. Anyway, Diddy, you're next. You went over here talking about, oh, we need to get Trump out of here. So I'm starting our black party. That's what he said. So I'm launching one of the boldest things I've ever launched. I'm launching a black political party with some young black elected officials and activists. It's called Our Black Party. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. The mission is to create a platform to help advance a political agenda that addresses the needs of black people. So going forward, we aren't in the same position we are in today. Visit ourblackparty.org for more info. And then, of course, the last tweet, just the cherry on top of bullshit, he said he's sitting down with Charlamagne the God to talk about it. I want you niggas who have collected heads and skulls while building your musical career to sit this one out. If there are people who are still being victimized by your fucked up ass contracts, there are people who have not been given justice in the music industry because of y'all asses, you need to focus on rectifying that shit first before you enter into anybody else's political party, okay? And I know a lot of you niggas have a lot of work to do. I'm not interested in hearing y'all politics, especially when it comes to black gays, black LGBT people, black women fully embracing themselves and not allowing themselves to be walked over by you niggas. A lot of you niggas have a lot of work and a lot of reading to do before you can even think that starting this party will be something useful to everybody. I'm talking about everybody, from black trans people, black bisexual, everybody in the black community. Y'all are practicing exclusion all the time. Y'all have victims of your own, and you won't even go out of your way to try and rectify the situation. Y'all have a lot of, please stay out of, I want y'all to stay out of politics. Look at what Kanye West doing. Look at what Kanye West doing. I want y'all to stay out of politics until y'all can get y'all own shit together. That's really what I want. That's what I want. And then on top of all that, you're gonna sit down with Charlamagne the God to talk about this shit. Why do people act like Charlamagne is the only black voice? And I say that, I use the word voice very loosely because you ain't talking about nothing, bitch. He's not talking about shit. You know what I mean? in general, I think a lot of these industry niggas need to sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, learn something before entering into any type of conversation. I don't want y'all niggas to lead us directly into the pits of hell like you have been doing with your own platforms, with your own actions for years and years. Hang it up. Changing gears here because I have been rambling, but Ariana's Positions is coming out on October 23rd. That's the single, and the album is apparently coming out on October 30th. I'm very prepared for this. It was cool to see her type out positions like this on this keyboard for promotion. It was fun, it was quirky. There are some people are just like, oh my God, she's making songs about sex. She's making songs about sex. Like, where have y'all been? Where have y'all been throughout Ariana's whole career? What you think Side to Side is about? Yeah, get over it. Ariana Grande is a grown-ass woman. She makes songs. If she want to make a song or a whole album about sex, that's what she's gonna do. Y'all are pressed for no reason, just like the keyboard letters that she was, pushing down. Sit your ass down. So Cardi B went on multiple I don't want to say rants, but she was pissed at her own fans for, I guess their fans were dragging the shit out of her because she back with Offset. Now, to me personally, I think that if your supporters or your fans see you doing something foolish and they don't call you out on it or they don't mention it, that they don't actually care about you, are we gonna sit here and act like it's just a really amazing, beautiful thing? Like, if someone, that Cardi is back with that nigga, like, if someone cares about you, why would they want to see you in fucked up situations? So Cardi B's taking that shit personally, I guess, like that her fans care about her. And she was like, you don't pay my bills, y'all don't pay my bills. I'm like, dude, they kind of do that. they kind of do pay them bills, sis. But she deactivated her Twitter. I think that that's something that should have happened a long time ago. Or at least hand her Twitter over to somebody who can handle that shit, you know what I mean? Like a social media manager or somebody. Cause she be stressing me out with the way that she's stressed out by social media. Like, girl, just leave. Miss Mama's like, you rich as fuck anyway. Like, oh my God, y'all dragging me by Offset. Yeah, if you back with that weird ass cheating ass nigga, like, the people who really care about you gonna say something. Like, your hardcore stands gonna say something. Like, what you expect? That shit was weird. All right, we'll wrap this up by talking about two music industry giants. First, we have Adele. Adele's gonna be on SNL apparently on October 24th. So I don't know. They say she's gonna be hosting it. I hope that she performs something. This would be a perfect time to release the first single from her upcoming album. The rest of you girls need to stand out the way. Adele is coming to move units. Okay, Adele is coming to move units. And also, Beyonce put up this picture talking about the fact that some new Ivy Park is coming October 30th. The girls are excited about that. Now, it's no shade, obviously, because I love her, but she has reached peak auntie status because this picture is given very much like stock photo tease. The girls did research, of course. I thought that was funny. I thought it was cute. But yeah, that's really all the news that's going on today. That was a lot. I'm gonna have fun editing this shit. But anyway, like I said, make sure you check out my Patreon at patreon.com/AdrianExpression. I'll be putting up a new podcast episode tomorrow. Make sure you stream Sucka. I love you all so much, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
All you bitches making wishes for a morsel of my everlasting riches. I want your soul. This is more than